Yeah, good evening, class, and I wish you. How can we forget about the importance of the day? Okay,
Gandhi
world
Jayanti.
recognized
Yeah.
as a non-violence day. Okay, I hope you people know that. In 1911, Gandhi has released his book called Hind Swaraj. In that, he clearly mentioned about his policy, uh, satyagraha and non-violence, the strongest weapons, adherence to truth and non-violence. World's most important and dangerous weapon, we can say. Okay, non-violence and satyagraha. Even till today, the importance is till today there is a importance of that principle of Gandhiji non-violence. It may be America, it may be African countries. Every country recognize that should be a proud moment for us. I hope you know better. Okay, with that, let us see. In last class, we have discussed about completely Akbar, right class? So now we will go to the Jahangir. Okay. I hope you are ready with running notes. Few points you have to note down. That is important. In these two periods, we are going to complete two things. One is we will complete Mughal Empire. We will complete Jahangir, Shahjahan, Aurangzeb, and its contribution, the contribution of art architecture to Indian history by the Mughal period, golden period in Indian history, that we are going to complete. Contemporary to Mughal period class, we have two more important. One is the Sikhism, Sikh, how the Sikh people were rose into power. That is one part. That will take a little bit less time only. Another is most contemporary ruler by that time was Maratha. Among the Maratha, we are not going to in detail, only one greatest ruler, Shivaji, because they are the contemporary of Mughal. As we went South India to read about that Vijayanagara Empire and the Bahmani Empire, similarly, these two also part of this Mughal Empire. If we'll complete all these things within 1 or 2 periods, then we are going to complete the medieval period. Then we are going, then we'll think about the modern era. Okay, without delaying, let us start. Akbar. After the death of Akbar, the greatest Mughal ruler, okay, we able to see three other successors: Jahangir, Shahjahan, Aurangzeb. After Aurangzeb, the Mughal empire was little bit started decline. It continued, of course. Mughal last. Don't think that Aurangzeb was the last. Last Mughal emperor is the Bahadur Shah Jafar II. It was 1857 when it was a revolt. He was declared as a Mughal emperor. Okay, and British government gave punishment. They have given punishment to Bahadur Shah Jafar, who represented India on behalf of Mughal. So up to that, we can consider Mughal rule, but that detail we are not going to discuss. Jahangir, if you see after the Akbar, Jahangir, the empire began decline after the death of Aurangzeb. Now let us see Jahangir. The period of Jahangir is 1605 to 1627. Please note down 1605. After the death of Akbar, Jahangir, we able to get the ruler as Indian ruler as Jahangir. Jahangir began his rule with two popular work. We can remember him under the two. His justice, and another one is a great change. Some of the reforms he brought, some of the regulations he brought. Okay, and the justice, if you see, that is popularly called as a gold chain justice. That is called as a gold chain justice. Try to remember that. What he did from the Agra fort to stone pillar on the chain of justice. He made one near about 30 gaj. Gaj means 3 feet is considered as a gaj. Okay, anyhow, 30 gaj length and near about 60 bells he implemented for providing justice. Anyone can take the justice. That was one remarkable contribution of Jahangir. Objective point of view, sometimes they may ask the question. And another one is none other than any person who had any problem could pull the chain for getting the justice. Okay, that is the main intention. Along with that, Jahangir had a great contribution for the regulation. he implemented some 12 regulations for the benefit of the people. That was the greatest contribution. What were the regulations? First of all, if you see, yeah, he constructed welfare measures for the people. Next, he digging of the wells, establishment of the hospitals in the bigger city. Okay, from that time, treatment for the poor people, especially for the poor people, that was one of the greatest contribution. Similarly, he regulated and prohibited, most important, he prohibited what is that production of the production as well as the selling of the wine. That was one of the greatest contribution. Abolished the cutting off nose or the ear as a mode of punishment which was existed. He abolished that punishment system, prohibited animal saltering. That was also one of the greatest contribution. These are all rules and regulations implemented by Jahangir. Okay, so Jahangir, of course, we can say these are the great contribution, but some criticism was there. Jahangir, once he told in his own words, what he said, I have sold my kingdom to my beloved queen for a cup of wine and a dish of soup. Okay, these are the words of Jahangir, which he told on behalf of his wife, uh, Nur Jahan, right? I hope you know about that Nur Jahan. And once again, he told that, do as I say, do not do as I do. He was implemented these other things, but he deeper in the whining and all this. He concentrated less on the administration. And along with these positive things, we can say another most important chapter in the Aurangzeb's period was Jahangir's period was none other than the role of Nur Jahan. Nur Jahan, popularly she was called as a Mehrun Nisa. Meher Nisa. In fact, her name was Meher Nisa. When Jahangir married to her, he gave the name as a Nur Mahal. First, he gave the name as a Nur Mahal. Later on, he gave as a Nur Jahan. Nur Mahal, light of the palace, and Nur Jahan, light of the world. Okay, and this Meher Nisa or this Nur Jahan, she had a great contribution. Most of the half of the time she only directly involved in the administration. So in the Mughal period, if you see the contribution of women, this only the woman ruler. We can't say ruler, more influence of the woman in the Mughal period. That was none other than Nur Jahan. Other than Nur Jahan, no other women were allowed. Of course, Akbar's period, Rajputs were there, but not that much of influence in the administration. And this Nur Jahan directly involved in the administration during Mughal period, and she created one group, and that administrative group was called as Nur Nur Jahan Junta. Yeah, that was popularly called as Nur Jahan Junta. A little bit difficult, but this Nurjan junta was consist of his her kith and kins, all the relatives, her father, next brother, those who were the worthiest workers during Akbar's period. Okay, they were the soldiers and in high position during Akbar's period. By taking them, she constituted one group called the Nurjan junta, and this Jahangir, when he was away from the administration with that cup of wine and soup, all the administration were taken by Nur Jahan. Okay. And Jahangir's period, we have little bit Deccan policy. He also sent the army to South India as like Akbar continued like that. He also related, he had also little bit contribution to South India. But other part, if you see, not that much of important during this Mughal period. Jahangir's contribution not that much. Let us see little bit about the Deccan. If you will see during this Jahangir's period, a rebellion of Khusro. The first year of Jahangir's reign marked by the rebellion of his own son, Prince Khusro, who was being supported by Raja Man Singh of Mewar, and he declared as an independent ruler of Mewar. That was one of the problem what Jahangir faced. And another one is related to campaign in the Mewar and Kangra. Jahangir defeated Rana Amar Singh of Mewar in 1614. That you can remember. Next, later on, he campaigned to the Deccan, south part. Okay, that is also one important. Deccan, the war with Ahmednagar continued. Okay, Malik Ambar, the able chief minister of Ahmednagar, made it difficult for Mughal to consolidate their position in Deccan. In 1618, Jahangir sent the grand army under the sun. His own son, his son, Prince Khurram, and himself moved to the Mandu to support the prince. Okay, that was one campaign. We can say his army campaign toward the Deccan, only that one. Similarly, in 1626, Muhammad Khan, a powerful noble, revolted against the Jahangir, and he died in 1627. As I told you, Nur Jahan had a great contribution under this administration. In 1611, Jahangir made it to Nur Jahan, who was a widow. Okay, and she had great master over the administration. Along with these all, two more important thing. If you see during the Jahangir's period, for the first time we able to came in contact. Please note down. This is very important. For the first time we able to came in contact with the Europeans during Jahangir's period only. So two European ambassadors, they visited India during Jahangir's period. That is very important. Please note down. And this is one is Captain William Hawkins. Please note down. In 1608, 1608, an Englishman named Captain William Hawkins came to India to the court of Jahangir with a letter from the then King of England, James I. Okay. And Jahangir received him with the favor and granted some trade concession to the British. This is the first ever migration of European toward India as a traders. We know about Sir Thomas Ray, and after that, even another Britisher, Sir Thomas Ray. Sir, yes, sir. Sir, good evening, sir. I think sir joined. Okay. Sir Thomas Rowe or Thomas Ray, he also migrated to from England to India. That was also one of the landmark, because this is the beginning of British Empire in India. So Sir Thomas Ray, he came, he took the permission from Jahangir. Later on, that traders became the rulers, and that all we know in the modern period, right? So this was another greatest contribution, the important landmark during the Jahangir's period. Other than that, remain contribution a little bit less only. Okay, so that we can ignore either the war, or because already Akbar and Babur and Humayun already consolidated these rulers. They came and just they ruled and they went. That's all. Nothing more we can get from them. After Jahangir, another ruler was Shah Jahan. Okay, Shah Jahan, after the death of Jahangir in 1627, Jahangir's two sons, please note down. One is Khusro, another is Parvez. They were already died. Another son was left over this Shah Jahan. It was not so easy to capture the power. There was a paternal war, and finally Shah Jahan able to win the war, and he became the ruler or the Badshah of India. 1629. 1 year he fought with the his rivalry, and finally in 1629 Shah Jahan became the ruler of India. Okay, Shah Jahan, which is considered as the